Hi, it's the Brooklynite Abroad, and I'm taking you way back into New York City history with an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of the Hendrick I Lott House. This house dates back to the 1700s, before the beginnings of the United States, right here in Marine Park, Brooklyn, where I grew up as a kid. I've gone to so many events here. I've seen this walking my dog around the park.
New Yorker, you're a Brooklynite. This is your history.
It's such an honor to show you guys this behind-the-scenes exclusive hard hat tour. We are here with Mary Tsaltas-Ottomanelli, the Executive Director of the Hendrick I Lott House, and my mom for an exclusive hard hat tour of the Hendrick I Lott House. Let's get into it.
But imagine coming out and just seeing farmland right outside your front door. Chickens, horses, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, please don't. So who is this Hendrick?
Hendrick is the grandson of Johannes Lott, who built the original 1720 salt box style house. So he inherits the house after his parents pass away, and he marries a very rich woman from a very prominent family in Manhattan, and he realizes that he cannot bring his wife here to a tiny little 2-room Dutch house. The Lotts were everyday farmers, right? They're like me and you. We buy our little houses, we live our beautiful little lives with our families, and you can really tell that they loved their house, they loved their family, they loved what they did. They minded their own business, they were just part of the community. And it reflects so much in the things that they saved, the way that they worked their farm, and the way that they designed their house, and the choices that they made. And I find myself sometimes when we're going through and cataloging stuff, that reminds me a lot of my Greek grandparents. If it is broken, fix it. If you can't fix it, save it. You know, that
it's a
mentality.
Generational thing.
It's like that immigrant mentality. Is this an important piece in their collection? Does this help tell the public who they were? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Because you need both of those to tell a well-rounded story, right? Nobody's perfect. This is a site of enslavement, but it's also a site of the Underground Railroad. So it's finding that balance of showing growth, showing bad, good, and history is supposed to make you feel things, right? If you come out warm and fuzzy, maybe I didn't do a good job.
It's reality, though.
Yeah.
And that was their reality, and the historical aspect of it. Wow.
Yeah. So when I say we have tons of photographs, we know exactly how they used most of these spaces, which is really cool.
Oh, see, that's what I'm like, so interested
So we
in.
have that light fixture. We've got nails that were used during the construction of the house. They were taking down the plaster on the ceiling because they wanted to see what was underneath. Corn cobs started falling out of the ceiling.
Corn cobs?
Well, they were used for insulation because they were found near the fireplace and they're eaten. Hendrick marries Mary Brown John, and he realizes that he can't bring this very fancy Manhattan girl to this tiny little Dutch house, and he takes about a decade to extend the house into the house that we have today. He builds out this farm, and they live on a farm, right? He inherits his generational farm, which is really cool, and he takes on that task. And he was living in Manhattan with his brother at the time, and he was a carpenter and his brother was a merchant. So it's interesting to see that it's kind of like going off to college, I akin it to, where it's like, well, I'm gonna go explore myself and be free, and I don't wanna live on this farm for a little bit of time, but they always end up coming back home. We know during his carpentry business, we think that he was refabricating pieces that were left over from other jobs, because it takes him several years to build out this part of the house. You look around and you see these like tiny little details that don't quite fit. Our mantle over here is a little too big. It hangs off the side. Just a little too much. It's a little too tall for the room.
Must have been a piece that he had. He's like, well, I'm not going to throw it out.
I'm not going to throw it out. You see, we always come back to one man's trash is another man's treasure. This piece over here is the addition from 1800.
And that's what took the 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he inherits the property around 1790, and we don't think that they moved in until about 1800, 1802-ish. They were selling off farmland because urbanization, suburbs were coming, and they took that cash and they, I think, enjoyed themselves for the first time in many, many years. They built a full-size tennis court.
Wow, living large.
I know. They updated the house. There was most of the wallpaper was installed from about 1910 until the 1930s. They put in floorboards. We believe the way the ceiling is now, this was originally a lofted area. We think that they put the floorboards in above us and the ceiling up to make it into another extra bedroom.
Oh,
because you can see they ran piping and electric and all that other stuff over here at the same time.
So this is where he extended the house.
So you can see it makes a little bit more sense when you're looking at it from this way. We can turn on this light.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can see this is the...
That's incredible.
Yeah. You got to stick two houses together. It's never going to be seamless.
No, I know.
I was the last living descendant from Johannes to live in this house. So she was born in this house in the late 1800s and then died in this house in 1989. She is one of my heroes now. She got to see Flatlands grow, Brooklyn grow, New York City grow, right? A woman living in the 20th century. So she sees and gets all of this education. She travels the world. She's able to get the right to vote in her lifetime, own a credit card in her name, open a bank account up in her name. She never marries, she never has children, and I think it's a way for her to maintain her freedom as a woman during the 20th century, and we've got so many of her pieces. She was very much against landmarking for a really long time because they attempted to landmark the house. And when that happens, you have people coming up and knocking on your door going, "Can I see your house? Do you want that?" No, so she fought back. She had it rescinded for a really long time, and then towards the 1980s when she was failing in health, she was the last descendant. None of the estate, none of their nieces and nephews wanted the house. She landmarked it. She was really smart about it, which is why we have the house today. And it was abandoned between the time when Ella passes away and when the city purchases the house. People used to break in. Teens would bring their girlfriends to scare them, and they would come in, and we have names carved throughout the house. That time period is also really important. So we worked and we were able to get a couple of pieces of wallpaper conserved. So James over here is going to be saved.
The family tree of the Lotts.
Some, most.
Starting in
Johannes H. Lott. Cornelia Lott. So she is Catherine's aunt, the child of Annie Bennett and Henry DeWitt Lott.
So that's Cornelia.
That is, many of them end up going to Florida. So we have a lot of their documents from Florida at the end of their lives. So you can see all the things that they were planting. So potatoes, carrots, tomatoes, beans. So this was in September 1896.
Oh, the penmanship.
I know, isn't it beautiful? So you can see they took in 15 pounds of potatoes, then they sold it for $16. Carrots, corn, cabbage. This was an active farm until 1926. And ironically, I think John Lott says one of his best years is like 1923, 1922, like right before they shut down the farm. They were feeding the city, right? So you have New Amsterdam, where it's Manhattan, right? The way that we see it today. And you have these farms all along what we have today in Brooklyn. The 6 townships are started as farms to feed the city, to help the city economically grow. Working here, working on the farm, working on all of these farms, which is really cool. And it's very similar today, right? You have your blue collar workers, you have sanitation, NYPD, FDNY, city workers, federal workers, all coming from the outer boroughs, going into New York City to work. Still the same funneling of a circle. Parades, all the little things. It is really cool. Again, it humanizes them, right? Because, and my background is 18th century Revolutionary War, so I'm not used to seeing photographs and paintings of the people that I talk about. So when I came here, I'm inundated and I'm flooded with these family members throughout, from photos of when they were children into when they were old. Newer acquisition, this is the probate from Johannes. This is a probate, so this shows his inventory at the time of his death of everything in the house, which includes the names of the 12 enslaved that lived on the property. So you can see the Harry, Mary, Hector, Hannah, Moll, Kate, Powell, Tyrone. This is 1800 at the time of his death. So they inventory everything in the house to show his value.
It's just incredibly fascinating, this home. The floors are a little wonky, so I have to be careful. But it really is a spectacle. Just walking in a piece of history. Wow. It's hard not to get emotional, to be honest. Like just looking at years and generations of families and all the memories that are embedded in these walls. It's something that being here, you experience way more from a hard hat tour like this. Getting the context from the executive director, Mary, that is so knowledgeable. There's no better way to see a part of Brooklyn grow, Brooklyn become what it is today. I feel so grateful to be here right now, especially a place that I live so close to.
degradation in the room, unfortunately, and when we talk about what gets fixed and what doesn't, the plaster comes before the wallpaper. So they have to take this entire wallpapering down. So one of our future fundraising tasks is raising enough money for reproduction wallpaper to put back in this room. This wallpaper is dated to about the 1920s. So I'm trying to work with local Brooklyn wallpaper companies to keep it at least in Brooklyn, right? To keep it home, to keep it in the borough. So if we have to do it, because this room will not look good with white. I know that, right? You walk in, it's a show-stopping piece. I wanted to get it reproduced. I wanted to get it reprinted. She's going up the stairs. This is our Underground Railroad room.
This is it?
So this is it. We have a lot of circumstantial evidence that would point to the house being a stop on the Underground Railroad. So it's never concrete. Nobody was writing these things down. And inside that closet is where they hid the slaves. So you have 2 or 3 family members who have never met each other telling you the same story. We are right by the water. We're in an isolated part of Flatlands. It's easy to come and go and not be seen.
Wow.
We know that while they were enslavers, Nettie Probasco Lott, Hendrick's mother, was freeing and manumitting people who were not on the census, who were not part of the neighborhood. We find her signature on some documents. We know that Johannes Lott and his son Henry DeWitt were selling parcels of land on the exterior of the farm to freed blacks in the neighborhood. And there's a man named Anthony Moore who matches the records from the Lott House, who would be around 23 to 24, which matches the original census records that we have. So we think that they were selling off land on the exterior of the property. And it was good land too. It was right next to the water. You have a free straight path to Weeksville, which would make it easily accessible if you're looking to go to a free black neighborhood at the time. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence that would point to us being a stop on the Underground Railroad, which is really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Awesome. So you can go into our closet within a closet. This has some of the oldest wallpaper in the house. So this is hand painted from the 1830s and 1840s. I don't know. Whoa, it's brighter on your camera.
Yeah.
And then you have the wallpapers also on here, and there's newspaper on here, so you can see, just be careful of the nails that are sticking out. It's over here. I always need to find it. So you can see the New York Times, June 10th, 1862, and the New York Atlas, Sunday morning, May 4th, 1862. So this was probably used to reinforce the wallpaper behind it. We know when this wallpaper was at least updated or edited.
Amazing.
Yes. And in the hallway, we have original shutters. What they did in 2016, 2012, reformatted new ones, and then they put all of the original ones in the basement. So they're not updating this room. It'll stay as is to show you what it looks like. You're in the perfect spot for this. There's wallpaper on the ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
From the 1840s?
Wow.
Yeah.
So the
So
ceiling
that-
was higher and then they lowered it?
For the electrical work.
Oh, when electricity came in.
Yes. Options to see what would work, because what worked in one room did not work in another, which is terrifying. It was a bunch of science that they were doing. So you can see the buttons. They adhered it over here with different types of glue. So you can see some of it isn't working long term, but this one is. They're gonna maintain the way that it looks here to the best of their ability.
So they're gonna try to keep this.
Yes.
Mom's getting ideas.
Oh my God, we do.
Yeah, it is really beautiful. And you see the tree.
I get Hendrick's love of windows.
The dam's belongings, some of them. So we've got some photographs of her. So this is her on the Leviathan on her way to England. She went with her best friend Arlene Voorhees. And ironically, the Voorhees family is the family that sold the Lott family the farm in 1719.
Oh, that's where we get Voorhees.
And then we have a young Ella. And she's such a trailblazer. It's been such an honor to get to learn about her and know her.
Yeah.
We have this.
Traveling alone.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Back then.
That's the beauty of it. We
Yeah.
have a bunch of her books. She was the head librarian at Erasmus Hall High School. She's the one who designed the library. So she went to Oxford on that trip, walked around the library, got so inspired, came back, went to the DOE and was like, well, I'm designing this now. And they went, okay.
Wow.
So that's cool. So we have a large collection of her books. She was a big Agatha Christie fan.
Look at that. I wonder when that was published.
I can tell you. Let's see. We have this in, that's a zip code, 1964, first printing.
Look at that. That's so cool.
We have her letterhead as well, which is one of the cool pieces from Erasmus Hall. So it has her name on it, Bureau of Libraries. This is one that will be a shining star when we open.
I'm gonna guess it's a portrait of her.
You have, it's so beautiful.
Wow.
She's in her 20s. She's living her best. She's beautiful in this photograph, but they are gorgeous. And those are custom made to her foot. It completed any ensemble. It's a little fragile, but we've got feathers. And my favorite is her pith helmet, custom made from India for when she went and traveled the world.
When she went to her safari.
Oh my gosh, she was a world traveler.
Truly a world traveler. So this
Look
woman.
at this, Veronica. Wow.
I love
this
the
on
detail.
a librarian salary?
Yeah.
I love this.
Independent
Yeah.
woman who understood that the system is made to tie you down in certain areas, and she didn't want that in her life. And I see just a woman who wanted to be out. So it's nice to be able to like share her story and her stuff. And we have a lot of her clothing pieces that was left in the house as well. This is my farm tool room. It is literally designated on my collections report. So many, for obvious purposes, right? It was very interesting to go through and see so many shovels. Learning about farm tools has been really interesting for me because I could be like, I know what a shovel does. But when you start going through it of like, what does the sifter do? What does this do? These are oyster net. Oystering was really big at the time.
And then when we went to the Wyckoff house, it said that they used the oysters as paint.
Yes, they used it. It was multi-purpose. A lot of the archaeology in those boxes that you saw downstairs, at least 40 of them had oyster shells in them. And those were from the privy. So they were eating oysters on a regular basis. It was akin to like a hot dog stand that we have today. Lots of oystering. If you look at the shell path and the paths on the Lott House, they have shells in them as well. So they're used for road work. They're used for food, painting, fertilizer. They're a very multifunctional tool, and those are things that we all learned from the indigenous tribes in the area, like the Canarsie and the Nyack. See our collections, what has been cataloged, what has been boxed, the things that we're doing, right? So this room is dedicated to the Wyckoff Bennett. Yes, it's beautiful, come look.
We can't film too much inside, so.
We have
Look at this map of Revolutionary War.
the dollhouse is handmade. It's from Gertrude Ryder Bennett from the Wyckoff Bennett Mont House, and it has 4 boxes of accessories.
What?
Custom, they're all handmade or like from the store. So all of these families, there's like 10 or 15 of them over the course of like 2 centuries, are all intermarrying with each other at different points in time. So for me, again with the names, is like, is it a Ditmas Wyckoff? Is it a Lott Ditmas? Ditmas Wyckoff Bennett Lott, like it, because it all changes with the hyphenations. The mission of the Lott House is to maintain the Lott story. It's to maintain the flatlands area and having those connections, right? That's why it's important to us. Yeah, to have all of those Wyckoff Bennett pieces in the collection to make sure that those families and the founding families are still here too. So we've got a lot of Voorhees things, we've got Bennett things, we've got Ryder things.
This is Charles Ryder, the community butcher. Just inspiration for Ryder Street. Look, the Brooklyn Bridge is now mapped up there.
Yeah, you can see, like even from 1903, how it was coming into this part of Brooklyn and how they were like really building into it and how quickly it happened. Yeah.
South Brooklyn basically was in its beginnings.
Still in 1903, finding really great Brooklyn connections with people, with this house, that know the house in the most obscure way. Reminding everybody that like, this is happening and it is real, and I understand that we've all been waiting for this for many, many years, but like, this is true, this is real, the money is here, and it's happening.
It takes a lot of time.
It's going through paperwork, it's going through plans, and we are so lucky that we have such an incredible capital team. Every time I meet somebody from Parks or the architectural team or the engineers, they come in and they go, wow, this place is amazing. And I go, I know, right? And then you can tell that they care so much about the work that they're doing. This does not feel like it's going to be just like painted on and moved on and going, oh, well, it's not another project to them. The team that we're working with is incredible, and I'm so, so happy that we were placed with them. And I'm so excited to see the work that is going to be done and be able to open this place up to the public and let school groups in and let the adults in and let people come in and see things. Because it's your history, right? You're a New Yorker, you're a Brooklynite. This is your history.
So cool. This is so cool.
What a pitch.
I know. I'm sold.
This is not legally a staircase. It does not meet any code. It is a ship ladder, essentially.
Oh my gosh.
And that is the original staircase from the 1700s. So you can come up.
We'll just walk over.
Yeah.
We can go up.
Yes. So then
She lived here
Christy lived in this room.
For 20 years.
Yes. In the early 2000s, when Wendy moved in, the original caretaker, she had bumped her head on one of the kitchen closets, and it showed like a false roof. So the archaeologists came in and they started examining the area, and they found a very small room in the garret space that only locks from the outside. And they started investigating underneath the floorboards, and they found ritual objects, what they can identify now. So there are corn cobs in the shape of an X. There is a baby spat, which is a baby oyster, a crudely made child shoe, and it's not accessible to the public because the staircase is no longer there. But hollow wall, that can be opened up. Wow. So they're going to open up a piece of this wall, so you'll be able to look into the garret spaces that we believe enslaved or formerly enslaved people lived on when they lived on the property. Working in historic houses, I feel very strongly about respecting the spiritual life of things, and I've had ghost investigations here. It's just part of the thing that I do when I go into a new historic house. I have to go, who's here? Do they know I'm here? How are we feeling?
What did they say?
I've never felt unwelcome here. There's been one or two times where I've gone up the steps to the second floor to the bedrooms where I felt like a presence was watching me, and they were like not into me being upstairs, and I just go, okay, I'll come back later. I respect your space and you respect mine.
Yeah.
You ring the doorbell when you come in because this is not my house. You announce yourself to visitors, essentially. We were setting up for the last hard hat tour, and we had all of the women's photographs in a row, and they were all in the stands, and the window was open and the breeze came in, and the only photograph that moved fully to the edge, right to the edge of that table, was Ella's photograph. And I was like, oh, Ella.
She's a strong presence.
I do think that Annie Bennett Lott is one of the main presents who's walking around. She had 14 children and then died of typhoid. Yeah.
She passed away.
She passed away very suddenly, very tragically. I hear footsteps every so often. I've learned to distinguish the sound of the radiator versus footsteps. And I try to just play a lot of Spice Girls to block it out. And I'm like,
It's beautiful that they're still in their space.
Yes.
Like it's their forever home.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, right?
Yeah.
So it's, it's also my job to be like, hey, people are coming, right? I have visitors today. Tomorrow we're doing a hard hat tour. So it's like what the public thinks. I talk to myself a lot. I'm talking to somebody. Oh, I do not like that creepy creaking noise.
Sounded like a cat.
And that's the tour.
I love it. Oh, very good.
Thank you so much.
This is so nice.
No, yeah,
so
this
good
was
to see you
awesome.
again.
Mom,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
This was great.
Mom, you asked all the great questions.
Christina.
So hard hat tour, there's a little pause until September.
September, October, when it gets a little bit warmer in the house, so it's not 900 degrees inside.
Amazing. And then there's volunteer opportunities. You can contribute to the fundraising opportunities to help restore the house, pay for all the materials, pay for the storage that we have to have for 3 years, and see this house come to life.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you so much.